Hace tiempo no te veo, dijeron que ya tiene novio nuevo. Dime si leíste las indirectas que posteo. Quisiera ir a buscarte y no me atrevo. Me duele ver cómo otro apaga tu fuego. Se murió la relación, otro gato está en control. No me cura ni el alcohol, dolor tiene mi yo aquí imaginándote y pensándote que hoy te quiero ver. Y tú pasas fronteándome.
Welcome to another edition of the Outstanding People podcast. Today I'm sitting down with Latin recording artist Frank B. Frank grew up in Ecuador and rose to fame as an amateur boxing national champion in his home country. Although he could have turned professional after 20 undefeated fights, Frank chose to pursue his passion for music. In 2019, he moved to the United States and hasn't looked back. Frank B just released his latest EP called No Feelings. I met Frank in the boxing gym, and we hit it off pretty quickly. I asked if he would sit down with me for an interview on the podcast, and we recently met on a sunny afternoon in Los Angeles, enjoying the good weather and a good conversation. This is Latin recording artist Frank B. Welcome to the show, my man Frank B.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're able to talk because, as we were saying, you know, I know you in the gym now for a couple of months, but I really want to know the whole you, because there's so much more to you than just, you know, in the boxing gym. And like I said, I found out that you're a recording artist. I started listening to your music, and man, it's off the chain. It's hot. It's really, man, I can't wait for you to, you know, keep releasing more music. And like I said, the new one is called No Feelings. It's a whole EP. So I guess we'll start from the beginning. You grew up. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Ecuador, in a big city. It's the capital city of Ecuador. The name is Quito.
Quito.
Yeah, in the north side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I grew up there. My childhood was pretty fun over there. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you come to the States?
I came to the States in 2019.
2019. Okay,
yeah.
So just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah.
And was music an influence for you growing up, or?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Was anyone in your family involved in music?
Yeah, my uncle David. He always he used to listen West Coast music, you know, hip hop music. So I grew up listening to American music. So I didn't even understand the lyrics.
Yeah.
But I was like just vibing, and I liked it, and I fell in love with the culture, you know, the hip hop culture, the hip hop music in America. So for me, growing up, that was very influence.
Yeah. And what would you say is your style of music? Would you say is a mix between like hip hop, reggaeton? Like how would you describe your music?
My music is most likely Latin music, like reggaeton, trap Latino. So it's a kind of mix. I have like, you know, a bunch of stuff like that I mix in my music, and I'm trying to build my own sound.
Yeah, put your own touch on it. Yeah,
exactly.
That's cool. And I hear that in there. Like I hear the cool beats of it, but it's also new and different. And you know, something when you're listening to it, you're just kind of like, you're bobbing. You're going, oh yeah, this is cool, man. Like, I like it.
Thank you.
And just so everybody knows, we're out in LA. It's a beautiful day in LA, so we're out in the park. So you may hear the dogs, you may hear the birds.
Don't even worry about that.
Yeah, but that's that's Cali life, man. Just to be outside. So what came first in your life? What did you fall in love? Was it boxing or was it music?
First of all, was music.
It was music.
Yeah,
okay.
It was music. I've been doing this since I was 7 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but my whole life I've been an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
I practice a lot of sports, like, you know, soccer, basketball, and boxing was like, when I was a teenager, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was, you know, walking by a boxing gym, and I saw the guys, like, you know, hitting the bags and stuff. And I think I was 14 or 13, and I think like I want to do that. I want to try it. You know what I mean? And also my grandpa Ramiro Bolaños, he was champion in my country.
Oh wow!
He's very known in the boxing world over there. So it's in my blood too.
Yeah.
So once I tried it, and I didn't stop.
So when was the first time that you went to the gym, and then when was the first time you actually got in the ring and fought?
The first time, like I told you, was when I was 14 or 15. I don't remember. But yeah, it was fun. My friends, they used to go there, so all of them told, hey, let's go. So when I went, it was pretty cool. I have one of the best coaches in Ecuador, Bebe Espinosa, great coach. And yeah, after that we started like, doing boxing drills, getting better at my technique, relax, breathing, all the basic stuff, like it's involved in boxing. And then I don't remember. I think a month later, I was having my first amateur fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's quick.
Yeah, that was
That's
really
quick.
quick because I don't know. I think growing up, I like to fight. In school, I was a problem.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a bad student though. But I was got into fights or
Yeah.
something. So
I hear you, man. But you know what? The beauty about going to a boxing, a lot of people think that, you box, it's brutal and you go, but it really teaches you discipline,
Yeah.
It teaches you
course.
to, be disciplined and to only fight like in the ring and not as much on the outside. I mean, now, of course, you feel confident
if you have
if
to,
you have to
if
use
have
it,
to.
yeah.
It's for
But,
defend
with
yourself.
martial arts, boxing, all that stuff,
Yeah.
it really teaches you discipline and how to be a better person, I think,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
exactly.
So that's great. So you started a month after you started training. You're
Mhm.
already in the ring. You're fighting amateur.
Yeah.
Do you know how many amateur fights you had?
I have 20.
20.
20 amateurs
Oh,
fight.
wow.
20
And-
amateurs fight. I was national champion too.
You were a national champion.
One time.
There's so much I don't know about you. That's
yeah,
amazing.
but I started with boxing, but I became national champion in kickboxing. In
really?
boxing, I just amateur fight, but national champion in kickboxing. So it was more complete.
How did you transition from boxing to then getting into kickboxing?
It's because our gym it was for boxing and kickboxing. So put it like this: in the mornings it was just boxing, and at night kickboxing. So I used to take both classes.
Wow.
And my coach said, "You got potential. You should try it. Let's go to the tournaments, this and that." I said, "Okay, fuck it, let's do it."
Yeah.
And I did it. Well, I was so nervous my first fight. I'm gonna lie to you. I was like, warming up in the midst. And my coach was like, focus. I was so tense, and I saw the other guy warming up, and he was kicking high. He was like, throwing bombs. He said like, oh, I'm gonna get fucked up. but other than that, as soon as I step on the ring, I think all that nervous, all that fear,
Yeah.
got off from me.
It's one of those things where, when you get in the ring, and I same thing for me. Like, I'm always nervous before I spar or something, but as soon as I get hit, it's over. Like, all of a sudden, I'm just like, I'm in it, and I don't worry anymore. I'm not nervous, and I'm just, I guess, one, because you can feel the person's power, and if it's not that great or not, or if you do get hit hard, you're like, oh, fuck that, I'm going after them.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I always get nervous, and then as soon as I start, throwing punches, or that person starts throwing punches, the nerves go away.
Yeah, the nerves go away.
So did you win that first fight, or did you lose?
Yeah, I win.
You won
I
it?
win. I never lost in my fights.
Oh, yeah?
I don't have lost.
Never?
No, never.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, but I was smart
That's
though.
impressive.
You know what I mean? Like I was when the level was picking up, I said like, no, I was about because I like my face. I like my face. I like the, it's a risky sport.
It is.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I had a potential, but in my mind always was like do music, something else. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this as a workout. I'm not gonna take it so serious. But that gave me the discipline that I have now for everything I do.
Absolutely. And did you ever transition from amateur to professional fights?
No,
or
never.
No, so
never.
just
I never had.
the
Yeah, just
undefeated amateur record, and then
yeah.
decided you were going to kind of give that a break.
Mhm.
And then so how old were you when you finished your 20 fights?
I think I was 18.
18.
I was turning 18. Yeah, because they used to do fights every weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, amateur fights every weekend because they don't cause so much damage.
Yeah.
So people is like every weekend. And we used to go like every weekend. Saturday there is fights, and my coach was crazy. A big black dude, 6'7",
Oh, wow.
200 pounds, muscle. He was like, you don't go, like you won't see on Monday. Yeah, so we gotta go.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And we know what was the price if you lost. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
we have to win. We have to win.
That's great. So was everybody in your club? They all were. They had good records.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, it's one of the best boxing gyms in my city.
Oh,
It's the
wow.
Black Eagles gym. Black Eagles gym is one of the best for me. The best kickboxers and boxers came out from that gym or from the La Tola gym too. That's on the south side.
Were you guys like rivals?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. You know, sometimes we used to go there to have some sparring, and they used to come to us.
Yeah.
So it was like they were worse. No, it's worse.
And what's the difference in the amateur fights? What size gloves are you using for amateur fights? You remember what it was?
16s.
It is still 16s.
Yeah,
okay.
we're still 16s. I remember what 16s.
And are they using headgear and everything?
Yeah, headgear sometimes. Headgear sometimes. Well, when it comes about kickboxing, is headgear and the things for the legs, all that. Yeah, you know. And in boxing, just with headgear.
Yeah. And then what would you say to somebody who may be looking to get into boxing or something? Like, what's your advice to them? Because I think a lot of people sometimes they want to try it, but they're too nervous, or they don't, or you go into a gym and it's intimidating, right?
Yeah.
Like, what would you say to somebody who wants to like just get involved and do it?
My advice is just go for it, because you know when you walk in a boxing gym, people is not gonna throw you at the gym and at the ring and make you fight somebody. Right. They're gonna teach you the fundamentals, everything that you need to protect yourself at first, and then that's it. Yeah, just go for it. Challenge yourself. It's good for you. For me, I love boxing. I love swimming. I don't like too much lifting weights. For me, that's.
I think those are the two best ways to get in shape, is boxing and swimming.
Yeah.
Two amazing sports that really shape you. Like for people that want to get cut or shape their body, those are the two best things. Exactly. And I think you're 100% right on, people get intimidated, right, going into a boxing gym, but you really don't. Every boxing gym I've ever been into, everybody's so welcoming and friendly, and they don't force you into doing anything. Like you don't have to jump in the ring. You don't have to do contact. You can just punch the bags. You can, get skilled on different drills or whatever it may be, and get into great shape. Like you don't have to get in the ring right away and start fighting.
You don't have to fight. It's like you just want to be on shape. Boxing is the best option.
Yeah, I agree.
And mentally too, it helps a lot. It's when you're there in the bag, you forget about everything. Hitting the pads, whatever you want to do at the boxing gym. Then after that, you walk out the gym and you feel a whole different person.
Right. Like you just said a little while ago, that it really prepared you mentally and physically for life, right? Because how would you say that boxing has kind of shaped your life?
Yeah, boxing for me is everything, because I have fun doing it. You know what I mean? I have fun doing it. It's not easy to do it.
Right.
So, and I like things that are not easy. That's a bad advice. Don't pay attention to that. But that fit in my life like perfectly, because like I told you, growing up, it wasn't easy in the neighborhood I'm coming from. So I had to stay mentally at the right place, and physically too, like be ready for any situation. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things I love about you and your coaching style, is when we're in the gym and it's, we feel like we're on our last breath. You push us, but in a good way. Like you always find a way at least for me, to make me go beyond my limits, right? Where I think I'm like, oh man, like how am I going to do any more? And you find a way to do it. And it's not just pushing us to keep doing the same. Like you'll find ways to differentiate the drill. So if it's too taxing one way, it's like, okay, you're not going to just stop. Let's find a different way to do it. And that's like on the pads too. Like if I'm having trouble like with combinations on the pad, you'll find a different way to do the pads with me, but you won't let me give up.
Exactly, yeah.
And I love that, because every time I leave there, I'm just drenched in sweat. I feel like I get a good workout, and like I said, from the time that I started in there, where, we joke around about this a lot, where I couldn't even last the hour. Like when I first came back to the gym,
I remember that.
I was so out of breath that I couldn't even last the hour. But now you've gotten me to a place where, I feel like my strength is better, my stamina is better, and I just, I'm thankful.
Proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Proud of you, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. So after your amateur career, is that when did you start getting more serious about music?
My music, well, serious. I took music serious when I was, I guess, 15. I wasn't really taking it serious.
When you were boxing, you were still doing music.
Yeah, recording music. I used to go to studios, with the friends, home studios. So I was trying to take it serious, because back in my country there is no music industry. It's hard to do it when there is no music industry. But we find ways to do it.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. So they don't have a big music scene there.
There in Ecuador now. No. We have a big music scene in Colombia now, in Argentina, but in Ecuador it's kind of difficult right now. probably might be the first one who opened the doors for
that'd be-
everybody.
hell yeah,
You know,
man.
that's what that I have in my mind. But like I told you, you know, just to find the ways to reach more people. We're going to events, freestyle content, and my city is how can I explain you this? My city is really on hip hop music,
Okay.
rap music. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
They super underground over there.
Yeah.
So it's like hip hop is like a religion. You know, all the realest people from all the neighborhoods go to the shows, and they want to hear your lyrics. What you talking about? Like they really pay attention to that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I think that's why I'm a really good songwriter too, because that pushed me to the next level.
If you suck,
know?
they're gonna throw you off the stage.
Exactly. they're gonna let you know.
Yeah, they're real.
They're real.
And so, when you were a teenager, were you performing at places?
I think my favorite performance was on one of the school talent shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I was 7, I was singing. This is funny because I grew up listening to rap music, but my first performance song that I did was a reggaeton song.
Really?
Yeah,
Who was
a reggaeton song. Nicky Jam. Nicky Jam. You know what Nicky Jam?
Yeah, I grew up in Miami, so
everybody.
yeah,
you're from Miami. He's one of the owners of Miami, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of his songs I remember. I did a cover for that song and I performed that one, and people went nuts.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that feeling made you realize you were like, oh, I want to do this perfect. I want to keep doing this.
Exactly. I want to keep doing this, you know. And they used to call me for all the talent shows in the school. So that was my first one. And yeah, since there.
And when did you record your first song?
When? Oof, I don't even remember. To be honest, I don't even remember. The only thing I remember was one of my friend's house in one of these white computers that the first
really?
ones, remember?
Yeah.
And they used to come with that white mic.
The one that
remember that one?
Yeah.
I think I feel old now.
Not as old as me. But
So yeah, we recorded with one of those mics, put a song on top, and
oh no way.
yeah, we make our first song. I don't even know the lyrics of that song.
You guys were like doing it raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's how it feels. Yeah.
And do you feel like, I mean, you must, right? From when you first started, you just kind of learn and you get better and better and more comfortable and better songwriting, better lyrics, better performance.
Yeah, you know, with time and, you know, when more time you put in something, you get better.
Yeah.
It's everything. With boxing, it's the same thing, you know. If you spend more hours at the gym, you're going to be better.
Right.
You know, it was the same for me. Like, I used to write in the school. Sometimes I don't even pay attention to the class. I was writing, and my mom used to find those notebooks, and she was like, "Oh my God!" I remember. Hey, why this notebook is for school, not for being writing your lyrics. This is that. Mom, come on. And she still have one of my notebooks.
Oh,
right
really?
Now. Yeah, she still.
Oh, now she's proud of it, right?
Now she's proud. Yeah.
That's cool. So, when you were performing, was when you moved here, was it because you wanted a better opportunity with music?
Yeah.
So you moved here for the music?
To be honest, no. At the beginning, it wasn't for music.
Okay.
I just moved because I was trying to, you know, to find a better way to help my family.
Okay.
So thanks to my mom, I finished high school over there. I went to the university for 1 year, and then I found a program online for scholarships. But that's the craziest part right here in the story.
What's that?
It was a soccer scholarship.
No way.
Yeah, and I used to play sports, so I played soccer and boxing. Those were my main sports.
Mm-hmm.
So I was practicing both sports. So I said like I should try it. And at the beginning, I didn't believe it because they were asking for like 5,000, and back in my country, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even here is a lot of money. So they asking for $5,000, and it was like I don't have money. So I just saw the publication on Facebook. I think it was on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
The post on Facebook, and I leave it. And then the next year, I said like I'm gonna try. And I went to the tryouts. Everything was perfect. I had multiple scholarships. Some of them didn't offer me like 100% scholarship, but I didn't know how to speak English back then.
Oh, okay.
Like how I'm talking right now is like, wow. And I didn't know how to speak English. My listening was bad, really bad.
Man.
So they want me to approve this test is called TOEFL.
Okay.
So it's
And what is that? Just a
it's
proficiency test to see
it's
how much you
a
know?
English test.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have like at least 80% right on that test.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I wasn't able to do that, you know. So one of the scholarships they offered me to pay just the 5,000,
Uh-huh.
and they gave me the visa to come here.
Oh.
So but I have to pay year semester by semester. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I knew I didn't have the money for the next semester. So I just said I'm gonna take it. I'll go there. I study. You know, I play. Hopefully, I get on a better scholarship or something, and then go from there.
Yeah.
But the things turned a little bit crazy because when I get to the team and to the school, and
So they expect you to play soccer?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I played.
Yeah.
And I played in the tournament, but he didn't let me play so much games, so I couldn't show my skills to other universities, you know. So it was kind of like the dream was,
Yeah.
you know.
But it was enough to get you here.
Yeah, it was enough to get me here.
Yeah.
So in the first week, I was working already, you know, washing dishes.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing something
Yeah.
in the first day because I knew it, like, I'm not going to be able to pay next semester. So, okay, I'm just going to work.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the semester, you know, was done. And I was trying to move to schools, to a better school. And they didn't let me, because I didn't have, like, I don't know, transcripts or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and I asked some of my family from here, from LA, to, you know, to help me out to move, because my school was in Jersey. And while I was there in Jersey working at the restaurant, I was sweeping floors and stuff, and I was freestyling, singing.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my friends, now is my friend, Daniel Cruz, he's a producer. He has a studio in New Jersey. He heard me, you know, in the back of the restaurant, sweeping the floors. He said, "Hey, yo, you got talent, man. You should make music." And I was with the mindset that back in my country there is no industry. So I was like, "Well, no,
Yeah.
And he told me, like, "No, you should come, bro. Come to my studio. You know, like, we make some bangers or something. I'm gonna send you some beats." All right, bet. I'm gonna see. You should think about it, bro. You're in America now. And that when he told me that, was like, "Oh, yeah, he's right. I'm in America now. It's a whole different story."
Yeah.
So I started from there.
That's the American dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The American dream.
You're just washing dishes, just nonchalant, just singing your songs, and all of a sudden somebody hears you and says, "Come to my studio."
Come to my studio.
So you went and you did you recorded with him?
Yeah, I recorded a song with him, but he sent me a beat,
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote the lyrics and everything, and the song came out good.
Yeah.
So I said I couldn't wait to go to the studio, so I make a video, a cappella with the song, just with the beat in the background, me singing, and people went crazy. I fell asleep that night. It was 3 in the morning, and I fell asleep. And the next morning, I went through my phone and I saw a lot of like comments,
Oh,
you know, reposts, and on WhatsApp, because we use WhatsApp a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My video was on all the status. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Wow.
Maybe it's a sign. I said to myself, you know.
Yeah, like I could do this.
Yeah, I could do this, and I start from there. I haven't stopped.
And how did you get from New York to LA?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have some family here.
Oh, okay.
So, and I was living in New York. So my other roommates, they were moving to schools, or they going to their countries, and I couldn't afford the apartment by myself, you know.
Yeah.
So and I talked to them. I moved with them for a little bit, and then I just started my own journey. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
After that.
Nice. And then when you get to LA, how did you wind up? So you didn't know, you had family here, but no music industry people here, right?
Yeah, my cousin, he makes music too,
Uh-huh.
but he was really underground when I just
Okay.
got here. So the thing for me was just, going outside. I didn't have a car, none of that, so I used to go take the bus or Ubers to go to the studios, get my music fucked up.
Wow.
Because this engineer didn't know my sound,
Yeah.
And I started meeting people. I went to one studio in North Hollywood, and they invited me for my first performance here in LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
Beautiful.
On
Beautiful. The
chain,
crowd
right?
were
Yeah.
crazy because they didn't expect me. I look African American.
Mhm.
I'm Afro Latino, but I look African American. So when I stepped on the stage, they were expecting that I'm me singing in English, right? And when I started singing, I was in Spanish. They were like, "Oh my God, what
Wow.
we you know are we watching now? What we were expecting now?"
Por
Like,
la forma en que me mira está casándome. El AC prendido y tú estás calentándome. Ay, la nota estaba cabrona. Yo ya bailando en la pista no perdona. Tiene loquitos a todos los de mi zona. Pero pichea los mensajes no reacciona. Ey, la nota estaba cabrona. Yo ya bailando en la pista no perdona. Tiene loquitos a todos los de mi zona. Pero pichea los mensajes no reacciona. Ey.
yeah,
That's cool, man.
it was good.
What is your process like for writing lyrics or coming up with lyrics? Do you have a process, or do you keep a pad with you all the time? Like, how do you write?
There is a path, honestly, because you make the verse, the hook, the intro, the outro. There is a path, but with music, it's art, so you have to be creative. You know, something you don't always have to follow the path, but me personally, I try to give my lyrics a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying, like rhymes. So,
And do you just get inspiration by just anywhere? Or you just kind of see something and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can make a hook on that, or like, how do you get the inspiration?
The inspiration comes from everywhere, honestly, everywhere. For me, it's always like motivation. I like, write lyrics about motivation, girls.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Motivation for everybody, right? Girls, party, have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, anywhere I go, I always have like inspiration in my bad moments too.
Sure.
That's when the
Yeah,
best
sometimes,
lyrics come,
sometimes that's the
moments.
best. Yeah,
the
you
best.
take those bad moments and turn them into your release.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
So LA has been good to you.
LA, yeah, I love LA. That was my dream when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I used to watch, Tupac, NWA when I was growing up, and I said like, I want to go to LA, but I never imagined that I was actually gonna be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there. That was my dream growing up, and now I'm here.
You're here.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
And I'm
So
doing
what's
it.
the future for Frank B? Where do you just dropped your EP? You're about to have a big release party, which is cool, man.
20. You invited them.
Oh, thank you, man. I'll be there.
Are you gonna come? Though?
Of course, man.
Okay,
yeah,
thank
of course.
you.
I gotta be there for sure. And then, so what's next? What do you want to keep doing? What does the future look like for you?
Just keep working, like trying to reach more people, connect more with the audience. That's something like it's really hard to find. Anybody can do it. Once some artists, they forget about that. Your audience is very important. So I just keep building my own sound, and trying to, like connect with the right people and everything. And then after that, just like how I see my future is like I want to be one of the big artists in Ecuador and also in the Latin music industry.
I love that. I love that dream. Like you said earlier on when we first started talking, the fact that they don't have, representation in Ecuador. I would love for you to go home and be like, you're the one that made it. You're the one that brings that sound back home and start that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's every day on my mind. That's what I want. Just for me, because there is so much talented people over there, and they need a door. You need a window that they can show what they able to do.
Yeah.
So that's one of my big dreams is just go back home and say like, Mom, I made it. Like people from my neighborhood, I made it, guys. Yeah. Now I can help you to make it happen too.
Yeah. And then you let me do the documentary on you?
Yeah, of course, man. Like, it's going to be a lot of content.
Yeah.
Right now, there is a lot of content on my phone.
Oh, but there's still so much more to do, man.
Yeah.
You're just getting started, man. I can't wait to see all the wonderful music that comes from you. Already the beats that you've put out are so cool, man. And you're just growing, and there's still so much more to come.
Yeah, I'm a studio rat.
Yeah.
That's what sometimes as an artist, you have to go out and connect with people, make networking and stuff. I hate going out. I hate going to clubs, but I have to.
You have to do it.
I have to do it, but
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. For some reason, I just, my industry, because I work in television and stuff, that there's a lot of times you have to go and do social events and be out, and I hate it, man. I hate like being around so many people and having to like, schmooze and do this and that, but sometimes you just got to do it, for the work.
Yeah.
What would you say? What's the downside? Like, what's the hardest part about this whole thing? about trying to make it in LA, because so many people come here, whether it's for acting or music or whatever it may be. They want to be an artist of some kind. What's the hardest thing about coming to LA and trying to make it?
The hardest thing is like the prices of California, the life cost.
Yeah,
the life cost is I think that one is one of the hardest part. And then after that, like connect with the right people.
Yeah,
that because you can find these people just anywhere. You know what I mean? And make good music too. You need to find a really good team around you.
Yeah,
they're gonna make you look good.
I think that's smart advice. Always, someone told me that too, a long time ago, is always surround yourself with people smarter than you.
Yeah, people smarter than you,
people
better than you, hustler than you.
Yeah.
And it's a lot, but it's actually like that's what I've been doing. That help you to grow. To grow more, to to level up your skills.
100%.
And I love that. I love to put myself uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations. So from there, I get better and better, better version of myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that seems to be the theme from fighting, boxing, music. Like you put yourself in these uncomfortable situations to only make yourself better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you have to go through. You have to get through the adversity, and you come out on the other side better than what you were before.
Exactly.
And some people, they get to that hard part and they stop, right? Because it's too hard. They don't want to go through it. But they don't know. It's like once you get on the other side, you're just a better person for it.
You're a better person. You're in a better situation. You know how to handle, problems better.
Yeah.
Man.
Nope. And those are the dogs.
Dogs trying to fight right now.
Yeah.
Go to the boxing gym.
It's the dog boxing gym out there. But yeah, that's the thing, man. It's like people, they sometimes, and I guess that's what differentiates the successful people from the not successful people, because the successful people everybody goes through hard times, but it's successful people will get through them. They'll keep pushing through. When the non-successful people, they stop because it's too hard, right? But you have to push through, and you have to keep going, and you have to make your dreams come true. And that's what this town is about. And from living in New Jersey and New York and LA, it's the same thing. I did the same thing. I lived in New York before I came to LA. And it's both the same. You got to work hard.
You got to work hard.
Yeah, man. There's so many people in our shoes that want to do just like what we're doing, and you got to be better.
Yeah, that's the thing too. One of the hardest parts is like LA is very competitive.
Yeah,
you're gonna find like 100 people better than you in anything you do.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the competition is with yourself. But at the same time, you gotta see like, what they're doing. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do it better.
Right.
I'm gonna do it. I'm not worried about like who's doing better than me, but I'm gonna see like how they do it.
Yeah.
To learn about them.
Yeah.
If they better than me, obviously.
Yeah, you got to size up your competition, And again, it goes back to fighting again.
Yeah.
It's, size, who your competition is so that you can be better. Well, that's a big dog.
You can be better and you can.
Oh. Hey, buddy. She's like sizing us up. Nope. Okay. That's a big Rottweiler.
Yeah,
hi, sweetie.
She is. Oh, she's nice. I was scared.
Okay.
I was scared for a minute. Oh my God. She licked my finger. I was scared for a minute. That's a big dog right there.
I saw her looking at you. I was like, oh man.
Yeah,
I'm glad I got the interview before you about to get eaten.
She was looking at me like the whole meal.
Yeah, dude, she was looking like, I'm about to rip your head off.
That's why I was. Oh, that's not my business right here.
Yeah, man. But so yeah, I'm proud of you, man, because I didn't know your whole story, and it's just, man, you've come a long way. You've fought through a lot and it seems like everything you've done in your life, you've always made sure that you were at the top of whatever you were doing.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of, like, you remind me of me too. Like, whatever I do, it's like, I'm not the best at everything, but I'm going to damn sure try to be the best I'm going to give 100% at everything that I do. And it sounds like you're the same way. No matter what you're doing, you're trying to be the best at it. And I admire that. And I think that's why the first day we met, we got along so well,
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I can read people's energy. So it's like,
Yeah. No, well, I'm really thankful, man, because, you've helped me become a better person from the minute I stepped in the gym. You're always trying to help me and other people. And, I just love the way that you coached me and got me back to a place where I'm feeling healthy and good again.
Okay.
And I'm just proud to know you, and I'm proud of you know.
You're coming back again.
Yeah, coming back. Yeah, no, and I'm proud of all the work that you're doing, and I just can't, like I said before, I can't wait to see where the music goes, man. Is there anything else that you want to add or talk about, or where can people find you if people want to check out your music?
If people want to check out my music, I go by Frank B on Spotify, Apple Music, on Instagram, Frank B_EC, and what else? SoundCloud, Frank B.
Yeah. And let me ask you that one more time with the baby not crying. So yeah, I mean, I think it's important to get your music out there. And if people want to hear your amazing music and the new EP just dropped, where can people go to learn more about you and your music?
Yeah, we are on Spotify and Apple Music. I go as Frank B, and you can find me on Instagram too, Frank B_EC, on SoundCloud as Frank B. So I'm everywhere. On YouTube, Frank B. I'm everywhere. So you're not gonna get lost. I'm
That's
everywhere.
awesome.
So you guys can check out my music there. You know, we're a whole vibe.
Yeah,
I'm there.
That's awesome. And I'll attest to it. The music is fire. It's good stuff, man.
I
So
appreciate
check
it.
it out.
I appreciate you.
And thank you for spending a little time with me in the afternoon and sharing your story, man. I can't wait to again hear what you have coming up next, and we'll do this again.
We're working. We have so many songs to put out, but everything is, with time.
I love it.
I have to be
Awesome.
patient. I'm not patient, but I have to. I've been learning to be patient.
Let them
with
soak up the new music and let them enjoy it, and then put out some more music.
I just want to put out every single weekend new music, but it's not
it's
like
the
that.
amateur fights. Every weekend.
Every weekend till you get the national champion.
I love it. Well, hey man, thanks so much, brother. I appreciate
you. Thank you for inviting me over. I have fun.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. I'll see you in the gym tomorrow.
Frank B, baby. Hey baby, tú sabes que siempre voy a esperar por ti. Hace tiempo no te veo, dijeron que ya tiene novio nuevo. Dime si leíste las indirectas que posteo. Quisiera ir a buscarte y no me atrevo. Me duele ver cómo otro apaga tu fuego. Se murió la relación, otro gato está en control. No me cura ni el alcohol, tu olor tiene mi yo aquí imaginándote y pensándote que hoy te quiero ver. Y tú pasas fronteándome que ahora estás con él, que te va.